Can you feel if that compressor is on underneath? It's not.
There's no power here.
Okay. So it's killed power somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we not have power to? So it's just going to be at the air right now.
Just the air right, yeah. So there'll be two's on, everything else is on.
Okay. Go ahead, kill it. All right. So it has caused some issues to the air right now. Okay, Juan, let me tell you what we found. So you're right. It had no power anywhere. So we're like, all right. So what we did was we started at the battery, made sure the battery had power. And from there, we kind of jumped to wherever power should be. We did check the relay that you guys put in. We checked the one on this side that had power, but it seemed like from there, nothing on the engine bay side or interior had power. So we backtracked back to the battery and went through every single wire, or sorry, terminal that's on the battery, went through every one. And honestly, it was probably a user error issue. Now here's why. So with anything electrical, just like in homes, everything has to be color coded. Well, there's a big black wire, which is this one right here. See that one? It goes all the way to the front. That was connected to the negative on the battery terminal, but it is actually the power that goes to the starter, and from the starter, it branches power everywhere. So needless to say, that wire should technically have been red to begin with. But it was put on the negative terminal on the battery. So we took that off, put it over where it needs to be, and then we got power to where we needed. Truck started, got that to work. But because that wire was on the negative terminal, it was popping breakers throughout the whole truck, and now the air ride system didn't want to work. So we kind of figured what was wrong with that. David's repairing that now. So the goal is to get it to start, which it already does, and then get the air ride to air up and down so you can move it. It may have popped some fuses, maybe overheated a few wires because of that being transverse. So unfortunately, I can't sit here and go through all the harness to see what wires have frayed. But if you do have electrical issues, it's going to be because that wire overheated. It basically crossed poles, and it's probably caused some overheating throughout your harness. I know you said I got your message now that has an air leak. Unfortunately, I only have kind of pressed for time. So we're going to get the electrical part of it fixed, the start and the air ride. And then about all I can do right now. I can't take care of any air leaks. So again, just to recap, that what I'm assuming happened is it probably did have a low battery and you had to replace the battery. I'm not saying it was you or whoever put the battery back on. That power wire that feeds the starter was hooked up to the ground on the battery. So that's why you had no power every time. So basically the way I kind of figured something was wrong was because when I would manually with my power probe, I would put power to certain areas that I knew needed power. For example, this red wire right here, I know that feeds the inside of the truck. I manually put power there and it popped my power probe breaker, so which indicates a short somewhere. And that's when we started tracing it back this way and figured out that it was technically grounding out at the battery. So I think the biggest part of it is done. The electrical, the no start. So glad we could help out. I'm glad it worked out too, because I only had like max 2 hours this morning because I'm waiting for a delivery. So I was like, you know what? Let me see if he still needs help, and me arranco ya con David. So I'm glad the timing worked out for the both of us. All right, so just wrapped up the air ride, fixed the air ride issue that it had. Again, that was another, I'm gonna call it a user error to sound friendly. Down at the terminal at the relay, there's the two big lugs and then the two small lugs. The two small lugs were also backwards. You had ground at the power, and then you had power at the ground. So we switched those. That fixed the issue there. Found another good 12-volt accessory port at the fuse block. So we got that to power. So now, if you go key on, the air ride lights up. What we're going to do is we're going to test that the air ride works up and down. I'm not going to lower the truck. I know you got a system of blocks and all that down there, so I'm going to leave it up so that you can get it down the way you guys got it down. But what I'm going to do before I leave is I'm just going to confirm that the air ride does cycle up and down. Go key on, David. Okay, compressor's kicked on, so that's a good sign. We're gonna let it build up. Oh. It's lifting up on that side.
Oh.
It's working. All right, go ahead, kill it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was trying to manually air up that, or automatically air up that side.
Oh, okay.
All right, so your air ride works. We're gonna go ahead and call this a wrap. So I guess when you get back, all you gotta do is just get the truck off your setup. Like I said, I don't want to get it all the way down. But we're good. She starts, air ride works, so you should be good to do what you got to do. All right, brother. Appreciate it.